Hello and welcome to Good or Bad. I know it's been a while, even by my standards, and I am sorry because that must be simply unbearable for everyone. But I am back, and naturally it takes none other than Michael Myers to bring me out of hibernation. So let us take a look at Halloween Ends. So what did I think? Short answer, disappointing. They resurrected the Halloween franchise with 2018's Halloween, which I loved to bits. It brought Michael back better than he has been in decades, and gave us a truly badass showdown between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. Then we had Halloween Kills, which was the follow-up, which saved Michael Myers from burning to death in the building that Laurie trapped him in. I liked Kills, it had a lot of cool death scenes, and it was kind of a blast. I mean, it wasn't anything special, and to be honest, all it really was doing was setting up the final showdown, which would ultimately take place in Halloween Ends. Which would be fine, except they already did the big epic years later showdown twice already if you count H2O, so it doesn't really have the same effect. So what's the answer then? To have a Corey, apparently. This is Corey, and he is played quite well by Rohan Campbell. He starts off as quite your average guy who wants to go to college and do well in his life and be happy and all those little things. But oh no! He accidentally kills the kid that he's supposed to be looking after by slamming a door in his face and sending him falling to his death. And the parents walked in just as their child hit the ground. They gave a thumbs down to Corey's babysitting skills. So, 3 years later, Corey is just trying to make his way through life, and he is now helping his dad out as a mechanic. But the people of Haddonfield, well, most of them anyway, despise him and say that you knew what you were doing. You meant to kill him. We know what you are. I don't think anyone says it in that voice, but that's how I heard it. In fact, there are some people in Haddonfield that hate Corey so much, if it weren't illegal, there'd be pitchforks involved. And ultimately, Corey just ends up masking up and killing all the people that pissed him off. And not for the obvious reason, which would be that he gets harassed, bullied, called killer, so much that he just snaps. Oh no, that would make for a good film. I mean, I suppose you could argue it's partially the reason, but the biggest factor is, one night, Corey was out and about, and this guy called Terry, who doesn't like him very much, beats him up and throws him off of a bridge, and he falls to the ground. And this bit of ground that he falls on is near an entrance to a tunnel sewer undergroundy sort of dark place. And someone emerges from this tunnel sewer undergroundy sort of place and drags him in to the tunnel sewer undergroundy sort of place. And it turns out that it was Michael. I know, I didn't see it coming either. And Michael strangles him once he wakes up, because he's unconscious when he drags him into the tunnel sewer undergroundy place. But anyway, yeah, he's strangling him. And then there's this flashback that plays of the dead kid's death. And it makes it look like Michael is reading his mind, which apparently he can do now if that's what they're going for. If not, I don't really know what they're going for. But anyway, he stops strangling him and lets Corey go. Well, that all makes sense, doesn't it? And from that point onwards, there's a darkness that's growing inside Corey. Granted, a homeless guy going apeshit on Corey and Corey stabbing him with his own knife in self-defense doesn't really help matters. Evil has infected Corey. Or at least that's how Laurie puts it. Yes, Laurie knows Corey. It's like Halloween Facebook in here. And in fact, Corey's dating Alison, Laurie's granddaughter. You remember her, don't you? Well, if you don't, go watch the last two films and come back. Yeah, Alison is drawn to Corey, I guess because of all the shit that he's been through. Kind of got shit in common, really, haven't they? And their little love story, for the most part, is pretty decent. It doesn't feel completely scripted, which is the best compliment you can give a love story. Only Laurie disapproves because she can see the darkness within him. Now I'm just thinking about Dark Souls, where she says, "Touch the darkness within me." It's not dirty, that, I promise. Anyway, Corey goes killing. At first with his own little mask on, and Michael follows him and helps him. And then Corey gets a bit bored of that and marches into the tunnel sewer undergroundy sort of place and wrestles Michael to the ground and steals his mask. Yeah. Corey mugs Michael Myers. Even Rob Zombie didn't let Michael Myers get mugged. So now we have Corey Minnie Myers Cunningham, who goes on a killing spree. And said spree is quite good actually. He blowtorches someone in the throat. Need more than a lozenge after that. And the final person on Minnie Myers' hit list is none other than Laurie Strode. So off Corey goes to kill her. This does not go well for Corey. And then Michael takes back his mask, and because he's in the same house as Laurie Strode, he tries to kill her. This does not end well for Michael. Don't mess with Jamie Lee Curtis is the moral of the story here. In fact, if Halloween is about anything, it's that. Laurie stabs him repeatedly, slits his throat, slashes his wrists, and lets him bleed out. They strap him to the roof of her car and parade his lifeless body through the streets of Haddonfield with a police escort. And they all go to a construction site and throw Michael's dead body into this great big stone grindy machine and turn him into mulch. And then Laurie turns towards the camera and says... Sorry, I've forgotten. "Let the healing begin." That's what she says. He's dead! The boogeyman is dead! And Halloween ends. It has some good death scenes, decent pacing and suspense, and the Halloween soundtrack is always good. And the design for Michael Myers is spot on. So it's not a straight up bad film. But all of that focus and build up with Corey, just to kill him off for a quick, albeit brutal, fight between Michael and Laurie, just felt weak. Plus the idea that evil infected him, that's just felt a bit too much really. I'd have much preferred that he just snapped because of everyone hating him and calling him names and just beating down his spirit so much. I think that would have been a better payoff. However, I did appreciate the symmetry in that Michael Myers kills babysitters and Corey was a babysitter that now kills people. So, nice one there. But ultimately, it is the weakest of this new Halloween trilogy. But by no means does that make it the worst Halloween film. Oh no. It doesn't even hold a candle to the likes of Halloween 6, Halloween Resurrection, and that other one. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Halloween Ends. It's entertaining, but it could have been so much more. Therefore, I stand by what I said at the start. Disappointing. See you next time.